Hey, what's up guys? This is Timely, here to bring you guys another Unison League video. So, the second part of Full Metal. Why do I keep doing that? Why do I keep saying that shit? So fucking stupid. The second part of Full Metal Alchemist just came out, and I want to talk about Bradley, and I also want to talk about like how you should prepare for it, and if you want to rank to get him. He'll make like a really good stat stick, so I think it's really good to have him. Okay, so let's check him out real quick. Let's go into that notices. King Bradley. You think this guy'd be OP because in the actual anime he's like pretty much godlike. So we got Wrath, King Bradley. So let's read his ability real quick. So he does ability power 210, damages all enemies with physical dark damage, ignoring defense. And then he does it again with 210 ability power, damages all enemies with magic dark damage, ignoring magic defense. So he does around 250 ability power per hit, so he does a total of like 500 ability power. That's pretty decent. Since it ignores defenses and stuff, like, you do a little bit more damage, but the only like one thing that I see about this that like wouldn't be so effective is that a lot of players stack Xeno armors, or they'll stack what else would they stack? They would stack barriers. Like they would have like a 4-stack barrier before you can get his Unison off. So ignoring defense and magic defense, like it wouldn't do much to a barrier. That's why you don't see a lot of players using moves like Death Pierce or other defense ignoring abilities. So it's pretty underwhelming. You're better off using a monster that breaks the barrier or pierces through the barrier. That's much better in my opinion. So next, what he does is he reduces the defense and magic defense of all enemies by 40% for 60 seconds. Now, since he already ignores magic defense and defense, I really don't see why that would benefit his damage in any way, because it already ignores the defense and magic defense. So maybe if your enemies are still alive, then you could have like some sort of advantage that way. But other than that, it's like nothing like too like noteworthy. The debuffs do take place before the damage hits, so there's that. It won't help it that much. Oh, it won't help it at all actually, because it just ignores the defense and magic defense straight up. The thing I do think about though is that maybe it ignores elemental defense. So if someone's stacking lots and lots of like elemental defense, stacking elemental defense nowadays is getting a lot easier. 35 cost monsters have these elemental pots, and if you max pot them, they can give you up to 300 elemental defense. Now that is actually really powerful, guys. That's like wearing all elemental armors in one element. So if players were to stack like multiple elements that give you 300 elemental defense pots, then that could be really worrisome. It can make you really tanky as well. So it might ignore that kind of defense. I'm not sure though. Don't hold me to that, because I don't know. That is just speculation. And lastly, he casts Piercer on your character for 60 seconds, which is okay. It's always a nice little boon to have. Doesn't make him completely useless, but since he's so free to play... Fuck. Since he's so free to play, they can't make him too powerful. But I mean, like, he's a ranking monster, so they could have made him a little bit stronger. Maybe even gave him like a resurrection or something like that. It's pretty underwhelming, but let's look at his pots real quick. Maybe he'll get a little bit better if we look at his pots. So his first pot is cast Karma on all enemies, which is pretty nice. Make him a good player versus enemy throw. And then increases physical and magical ability power of all allies by 40, which is always nice. Increase that DPS. And then lastly, he increases Unison gauge gains of all allies by 3 for 50 seconds. So he's a good throw. Player versus enemy, he's going to be a really good throw because of the Unison gauge gains, the physical ability power up, and then the karma. So that's always nice. That's always good player versus enemy elements right there. It's going to be a really good throw there. For PvP wise, he's probably going to be a really good throw for like guild battles, but Coliseum, he's going to get outmatched like really hard. I mean, you could probably use him to like force a tie with another 35 cost monster, but other than that, if you're expecting to wipe the enemies or incapacitate them, you're not gonna really have leverage there. So should you go for him? I think you should go for him, because if you got like a lot of if you farmed gluttony, like if you farmed a ton of gluttony, then like you're going to have prestige bonuses from all the gluttonies you farm. So do not pot your gluttony yet. Hold on to those, because you need to put them all on to get those prestige bonuses. And then once you have them all on, each gluttony puts on like 20% prestige, and then each weapon puts on like 30% prestige, and then each collab monster puts up like 50%. I'm not sure, but you get a really high multiplier. It's freaking insane how high the multiplayers are going to get. So if you got really lucky and you're a free to play and you farmed gluttony, you have a chance at getting Bradley. So it's nice that way, but the competition for Bradley is going to be really cutthroat, guys. Let's be honest, because everyone's going to have really high multipliers, but at least you have the chance to compete to get him. So that's what I think about it so far. I actually tried some of the King Bradley 65 cost Carnage. He doesn't fuck around. He's actually really strong. He buffs himself, so you have to have balance. If you don't have balance, he's gonna one-shot you. This dude hits like a fucking train. Like, he wrecked my face like twice already. So you need balance if you're going to run this. Or Karma monsters. Karma works too, like really good in this event. So yeah, guys, that's what I think about Bradley. You guys should farm him, try to compete, or at least get like at least get like 3 scrolls. If you're a Lancer or Mage and you can get the let's see him again. Let me see his pots. Like, I think he'd be good if you just go for a second pot. Like, just go for a second pot. You'll still get that really nice magic attack or attack that you really want. And that's like premium stat for your main stat right there. Like, that's a lot of stats. So like that'll benefit you, and you would be able to hit that 300k attack or magic attack benchmark a lot easier if you have him. So I recommend getting 3 Bradleys if you're free to play, and then if you're pay to win, I recommend getting 5 Bradleys for sure. So yeah, guys, that's what I think about Bradley. Will I farm for him? Maybe. I don't really have the prestige gear, and I didn't farm gluttony. I just didn't have time to farm gluttony, and I didn't really get lucky in my my spawns at all. I only have like a collab weapon, and that's it. So like, and I have 1 gluttony, so I don't think I'll be able to compete for Bradley. So yeah, guys, that's all I have for now. Best of luck out there. Hope you guys rank high to get that Bradley, and I have to get going now. Peace.